Jessica, are you there? Hi, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey, Jessica, how are you? Hello, can you hear me? Jessica? Mm.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ah, cool. All right. Well, that's one.
That was weird.
Yeah. Oh man, it's always something. I sent another email to Colton. Hopefully, he can jump in here. I sent him the link to this hangout and
Okay.
another invite. So hopefully, he can hop in here pretty quick. That might be him. I've never used this before, so I had to install the plugin. Now it just says that it's verifying the install. All right. Okay, we'll just talk in general terms. Okay, so have you had a chance to go through the numbers for round three? Jessica, are you there? Can you hear me? I can't hear you anymore.
Hello?
Yes, yes, there you are.
Oh,
Do you know what that was?
well, I have like a USB headset thing,
Huh?
and I guess it switched out of it, and so then there was no mic attached, and but I went to the settings and reconnected it. I don't know why it disconnected though.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, I just have you had a chance to go over the round three results?
Kind of. I just looked at the income statement, and like in the finance it says that we lost like 14 million or something.
Yeah, it wasn't great, and I don't really know what the main problem is. I started going through. I did see like the pro formas.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't looked at them before, so I was going through there, and I was like, okay, well, some things we look okay on, like our leverage is great. I don't know
Uh-huh.
what that means. Days of working capital is perfect, but then like our productivity is, we got like a 0 out of 5. So
Yeah.
we're doing something wrong with the production, and um, I don't know what else. But I think we have to do something pretty major and drastic if we're going to try to pull this out of the nosedive that we're in.
Yeah.
Um, my thought is that our low tech item isn't doing so hot. We're not
Uh-huh.
selling, so I don't know if we can just sell that whole line off. And like, we had the automation up to a 4. I don't know if that's something that we have to pay for every year or every round, but if we sell off that whole line, I don't know if we drop that, if we sell the line and drop that automation to 0, I don't know if that would make more money for us.
Yeah, probably. I forget how, but there is a way to like just get rid of all the
Mm-hmm.
like the stock on a certain item. But that's what I think I was asking about the other day, because it did seem like I think it shows the prediction for how much we think we're going to sell, and then how much of that we have on hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then the production for it, like how much we need to make in order to meet the prediction. And we had I think they might have been switched, or I don't know if that was um like how it was supposed to be, but I think we like predicted to sell 1,000, and then we only like we didn't have that many on hand, and then it said we would only make like 500. So
Yeah.
then we weren't going to have enough to meet the forecast. And then on the other one, it was like the opposite of the problem. Like we were going to sell, I forget how much it was, but it was like 800 or something, and then we had like 200 on hand.
Yeah.
But then we were like planning on making like way more than that.
Yeah. Like we forecasted more than we could possibly sell
Um,
or something.
well, we were planning on making less than what we forecasted on selling. So then we would sell out like halfway on how much we were going to sell.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I think we're supposed to take our forecast and then subtract however much we already have, and then that's how much we should make.
Okay.
At
Well,
least that's what I thought. That's what I used to do on mine, and then sometimes we would sell out, and then sometimes we would have like 10 left or something. But it wasn't like I think it was better that way.
yeah. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but it looks like, for this round we have no inventory of flash,
Uh
so
huh.
I guess that's one thing we don't need to worry about. But I don't know if we're still paying. We still have a production schedule of producing 500.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that maybe we should just drop that line altogether and focus on Flash. I think Flash is in a good position. It looks like our size and performance are great, and I think the price is the cheapest.
Uh huh.
And we have really really good. Um, it's not accessibility. What's the other one? Visibility, awareness, customer awareness.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. perfect. So we've paid well into the promotion. So customer awareness is excellent for a high tech product. So I'm thinking maybe let's just focus on that, and if we can make that profitable, maybe that'll kind of offset our losses.
Yeah, so you're saying we should keep Flash?
That's the high tech one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Flash is
cuz that one has been the more profitable one so far, like in all the rounds, I think.
yes.
So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just a thought. And I was thinking if we sell off fast the low tech one, and if we can drop the automation rating on that,
Yeah.
and maybe move a point or two of the automation over to Flash, then that would lower our labor costs, which would make us more profitable.
Yeah.
But then I was clicking on like we had separated employees, 114 separated employees last year,
Oh.
and it says every separated employee incurs a separation cost. I didn't know that, but when you increase automation, then robots are taking the jobs of your people,
Oh.
and when those people get laid off or separated, you have to pay them. So it looks like automation is kind of, I don't know, a double-edged sword here.
Yeah. Well, maybe because the TQM opened up, right? So maybe we could use that to help us somehow
Right.
with some of those.
Yeah, I think the green initiatives were pretty good. Um, they reduce material costs, so that would and raise demand for your product because customers like that. So yeah, that would be good, but I don't know if we have any budget to do that. If I go in the TQM right now, it says our budget is zero. So I don't know if we can still put something in.
Well, usually I would go through all the other decisions first, and
Yeah.
then, well, I watched another video that was only on the TQM, and it basically said, like, it's going to say the budget is zero, but where it says total current expenditures, you don't want to go over 2 million on any of the things.
Mm,
And but yeah, first you go through all the other decisions, and then it'll let you know if you have, like, I don't know how I don't know how to explain this, but
yeah.
like the very last thing I would do would be the TQM. I would put in however much I wanted into whatever ones that, but just make sure that it was under 2 million.
Sure.
And then I would go back and check the performas, the income statement, and
Hmm.
then also the finance. And if it was in the red, then I would take away some of what I had put in, yeah, into the
Okay.
TQM.
Cool. That makes perfect sense. Um, I'm hoping Colton can jump in here soon.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves and not get his input.
Yeah.
Um, just so you know, I did send an email to Brother Gaskell last night, and I just I was like, hey, I'd sure appreciate any tips or pointers if you can hop in and just see, hey, you've completely forgotten to do this or something. If he could
Yeah.
point out something, I haven't seen anything back from him. Um, so I think
Yeah.
we're going to be on our own. This is they process around tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow, like 3 p.m. in Mountain Time.
Okay.
Or maybe, yeah, I think it was like 3 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah.
Because it's in like Central Time or something like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I looked it up. And
Okay. Mm, I'm going to send one more note to Colton.
yeah, it shows he's still on Outlook, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess we should probably just start, at the beginning. Start with the research and development department
Yeah.
and see what we can do in here. Um, so it looks like fast is phasing out. It's getting a little old, which I know the customer doesn't like, but I think flash is positioned really well. I don't think we need to change anything with flash. I was just looking on the fast track to see what customers want on the MTBF. High tech. So looking for a 9.5 to 10.5. We're good there. I can't get it to finish installing. I've changed a bunch of access permissions. Still not. All right, so it doesn't look like Colton's going to join in. Crap.
Yeah, I think that happened the first time I had to install it too. But I don't remember what fixed it. Hmm.
Send him the link one more time. See if that works.
Okay.
Yeah, the high-tech customers are looking for an MTBF of 17,000 to 23. We're at 18,000, but that's the lowest of their priorities. So I think we're okay to kind of be on the low end there. Price 25 to 45, and that's down pretty low. I think we're good at 43. I think we need to keep the cost up a little bit to try to make as much profit as we can. I think the 8
Um,
comes in well.
are you looking at the conditions report?
I'm looking at the fast track.
Oh, okay.
So the high tech market segment analysis. And I think you can, if you're in the decisions, you can go up to reports and just click on the high tech segment and it'll do a little pop out for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because on the conditions report, it has for the high tech performance, it wants 8.8 and size 11.2. Is that what it's saying? Let me
For
check.
round four,
Yeah, for the end of round 4.
I don't see that on the fast track. Let me go to conditions reports, perceptual map, drift rates, high tech, round four. Yeah, 8.8 and 11.2. So if we are at 8.1 and 11.5, we're a little low on performance and a little bigger on size.
Yeah. And I feel like we would be able to get it up to what it wants it to be, but I don't know because well, if we got rid of the first one, the first product altogether, then we might be able to,
Yeah.
but I don't
Well,
know
we
if we're able to do that all in one round.
yeah. I mean, we could take Flash here and change it from 8.1 to an 8.8 and drop the size 11.5 to 11.2. What about the MTBF? What are they looking at? That doesn't say. High tech, low tech, buying high tech. 17 to 23,000 with a low importance. So I think we're okay at 18,000 there.
Yeah.
And we've got a price of 43. I think that's pretty good, especially if we can get it to 8.8 and 11.2, then we're giving them exactly what they want. Um, so that's weird because then the high tech segment on that conditions report says the ideal position has a performance of 7.4 and a size of 12.6. Oh, that's round zero. Sorry. Okay, so then you got to do the drift rates for each one. All right, so that's only round zero. Um,
I'm gonna try to find out how we can get rid of the first product altogether.
Yeah. Just a thought. I don't know if we have to or not, but I'm just thinking if it's not doing anything but costing us money, then maybe we should drop it.
Yeah. Or maybe, I mean, because it's still supposedly it was profitable last round. Maybe we just need to fix it, or I don't know.
We would have to increase the performance and drop the size because it's drifting out. Well, that's the perceptual map. Well, crap. All right, so Colton can't join us. All right, so we're looking at the research and development tab right now.
This one, I think it says 6.8 and 13.2. 6.8.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
For the conditions report says it wants it at 6.8 and 13.2.
For the low at the end of round 4, 6 8.
Yeah, for the low tech.
And we've got 6 4 and 13 6. That's pretty close. We don't have any on hand. We are scheduled right now. We're scheduled to make what, 500, 600, 500. We're scheduled to produce 500.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to drop our sales forecast because we're still forecasting a sale of 849 of those. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We're going to have to drop Flash. We're forecasting 1,000. We're going to have to drop that to like 600. All right, drop sales forecast. Okay, so do you think I should change our low tech, our fast to meet the round for 6 8 and 13 2? It's not a huge change. I think I'll do that and I'll see what it does.
Okay.
Okay, so we got a total R&D cost of 678, and that's to bump both fast and flash up to the conditions report.
Okay.
Which is fine. I think that's okay. I'm going to send a quick note to Colton, let him know we did that.
Okay.
We're going up to 6 8 and 13 2. So as far as retiring the line, Colton says that would free up about quite a bit of money. But would we be able to sell enough flash to stay afloat and not have to get another emergency loan? Yeah, I do not want another loan. I think
Yeah.
trying to pay those back is going to be really tough. Um, it's just kind of the feeling I get.
Yeah. I feel like we maybe shouldn't get rid of it yet if
That's
we are going to.
yeah.
Like we should try to fix it first because
Yeah.
it's still kind of profitable.
Hmm.
Well,
We don't have any. We sold all of our stock or inventory on that, so we won't be able to sell any this round. So we're going to have to. The only profit we're going to get this round is from our high tech. So we're really going to have to take a look at it and see what we can do to make sure. And our, like I said, the customer awareness is excellent right now. So customers know we have it. The accessibility could be a little better, and that's like the sales budget would improve the accessibility. But if we can get the right price and we've got a good amount on hand, I think we'd be okay in this round with just selling that high tech. But yeah, if we want to keep producing the low tech for next round, that's fine. I think we'll probably have to lower the production value or production quantity
yeah.
just because we don't have the money.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in our round four, and I can do the official decisions here. So in the R&D department, we've increased performance and size on both items, and it gave us a cost of 678. I think that's okay. I'm gonna go on to the marketing.
Are you able to do the screen share?
Um,
Because I
yes.
was trying to look at the caption, but it's not letting me see any of the numbers we've talked about yet.
Can you see my screen?
Let's see.
You should see foundation at the marketing department.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So yes, we can do that. So like I said, the R&D just went in and we changed fast and flash. We increased those, so we got a cost of 678 right now. Okay. Um, marketing. Typo. Okay. I think Flash is good. Um, but I think Flash, the forecast, we definitely need to drop. And I think we're only going to get 600. That we've only got like 640 on hand for Flash, so I don't think we could sell much more than 600. We're not going to sell any fast because we don't have any on hand. Number of units you think you'll actually sell?
Let's see. Well, the screen sharing like froze.
Oh,
Oh wait, okay, it's back. Okay, let's see. Um well, for the forecast on fast, I think I would put um
we don't have any on hand.
Oh wait, can we go back to R&D real quick?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I think that means that they're gonna be done being made in April and May this year. So I think we are still gonna be able to sell some of them, right?
Sell some of the fast.
Yeah, so both.
Well, yeah. So Flash we have on hand. We have 648 on hand. So yeah, if we're scheduled to produce 500 fast throughout the year, then by April, which is about a quarter of the way done, then yeah, maybe we'll have 100. Uh, so we'd have 3 quarters to go. So
But maybe we should. Well,
375.
I don't know because that's what the computer is forecasting, right?
Well, there's the benchmark, but I don't know if that's just this is kind of what you should be selling, but we're not we're not there. I don't think this benchmark. What is that? Estimates unit sales, assuming your product competes with a standardized mediocre playing field. It does not use your actual competitors' products. It's useful for experimenting pricing. It is useless for forecasting. So the benchmark isn't really. It doesn't sound like it's much of anything. It's just a number.
Yeah, my forecast would usually be less than the benchmark.
Right.
So how much do you think?
I could put 300. If we're going to make 500 across throughout the year, but we're not going to get any of them until April, then I think at best we could sell 300. But I know it says to also be conservative and maybe go a little lower than what you think you'd. If you think you'd do 1,200, then say 800. So maybe 300 is too high. Maybe it should be 200 or even 100. I don't know.
Um, I don't know because we are gonna have like what the customer wants with the for the R&D. So
Hmm.
I don't know because I might want to. Well, I don't know.
How is our pricing compared to? I guess I did have. No, I don't want that one on the fast track. So our pricing for low tech. $33. So people are selling for cheaper. Digby and Chester are selling theirs at 30, and it's 5.9 and 14.2, 5.8, but it doesn't perform and it's bigger. We have got the we have got the best performance and smallest size for our low tech offering right now at 6.4 and 13.6. At $33, it should be exactly what the customers want. The
Yeah.
MTBF is a little low, but for the price and the performance and size, I think it's worth it. I think it's just that we're not. I don't know if we don't have enough sales promo to get the word out for that.
Um, I don't know, but um,
Or maybe that one just hasn't been selling well enough through the first 3 rounds because it was too good. But now that the market has drifted, it's kind of catching up, and maybe now that's exactly what they want.
yeah.
But it's old. The age is 6.1 years, so now we have the oldest product out there.
Uh,
So that's going to
because it
hurt.
hasn't changed much.
Yeah,
It like changed too fast.
something. I don't know how that, because we haven't been doing this for 6 years. I don't know how that comes about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because we haven't had a revision to it.
Yeah, maybe.
Colton had a thought. If we change Flash, which one is Flash? So he's saying if we change our high tech to 9 and 10, that'd make it even better, and we'd be ahead of round four segment center. Um, I think that's a good idea. It would make the item more appealing, but I don't think we have the money to do that.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Well, I feel like one of the problems we had last round was that we didn't have enough of the one that was going to sell more.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should up our forecast to like 800 because it says like 1,000 something. And I think because last round we ran out of product to sell um on one of them, but maybe I feel like we might I don't know. I feel like we might be able to sell like 800.
Yeah. And I don't know if it would affect us negatively if we forecast too low. Um, I think it's okay because I don't think that's costing any money. I think that's just, I don't know. Let's see what that does. If we put it at 800 and 300.
Cuz on fast it still says that it's going to be negative.
Right. Well, what if we put it to 400? Yeah, it gets it up there. I'm real hesitant to put it up that high because I don't think we'll sell that many. And we're only going to make 500 in the year, and it's going to take 3 months before the first one comes out.
Yeah.
It looks like I can do partials. I can split it in the middle and do 350, and that should still be in the black. Yeah, I could probably even do 320 and keep it positive. Yeah, 321. Yes. All right. What does he say? It's the total for both fast time. Yeah. Now so 321. 321 for fast. And what do we got? 800 for flash.
Yeah.
800 for flash. We have no fast on hand right now. We should start. Um, Sales budget, promo budget. I think the promo was the customer awareness. Yes. So we've done excellent with this. I don't know if that means that we should keep paying into it. I don't want to. I don't want to increase it because I don't think we have any more money to put into it. But the accessibility, the sales budget, we're we're getting like a 2.2 out of 5, so it's not great.
Um,
But if it's not accessible enough, then they'll go to our competitors.
yeah.
So maybe we bump the Flash because that's one we really want to sell. Maybe we bump it up just a touch,
Yeah.
2,000. Just try to keep our edge. It looks like we're still making a margin on Flash. No margin. Um, how do you feel about the price for Fast? If we're going to keep that low tech, then how's the price? I actually, yeah, I think that is good because we're going to have the best performance, smallest size, and we're not the cheapest, but we're not the most expensive. I mean, Andrews has got MTBF is a little higher, a 6 and a 14. So we're way outperforming everybody on the low tech item. I think that's okay. I think 33 is good.
Yeah.
33 and 43. As long as we can keep unit production numbers as low as possible, keep stock out. Right. Okay. So marketing, production, and HR. Okay. Okay. So we're scheduled to produce 500 fast, but then we're also looking to sell all of those. So maybe we should bump that up more. Can we do more? Can we do 800? And we're going to add new employees. It doesn't say we're going to lose any. Productivity index. We've tanked on productivity every round.
Well,
But I don't know why. I mean, it's Oh, file, update, all.
but for the forecast,
You cannot schedule more than twice your first shift capacity.
mm,
Well, we could make 1,600 of each. We could. Um, maybe we should. So we had inventory to sell because we're going to sell all of this stuff. Gosh, I'm afraid to do it though because I don't think we have. I don't know if we have the money to do that. But I think we need to have more inventory going into round 5. It's not good starting this round with nothing on hand. Um,
yeah. Mm,
sell capacity because we're only doing 1,000. That means that we could sell 300 capacity on fast because I don't know if having extra capacity on extra capacity on hand is going to cost us.
I'm not sure because like I would just make it to where I would like well, I would calculate it on here to where I would sell out every round, but I wouldn't. Like I would always have like a little bit extra. But that's because like I would forecast less than like what we just did just now that we forecasted less than what the benchmark was.
Yeah.
So then I would just go off that. So then like I would only produce what I needed and then next round I would have just a little bit left over, but it wouldn't be that much. But I guess I would just like produce what I needed each year.
Mm-hmm.
But that wouldn't really work if we want to have inventory on hand.
Right. Um, I don't know. I'm worried that fast. I don't know how bad the age is, but maybe it resets the clock on the age because we did a slight revision to it.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll go back to a zero age, uh, 0 years old or whatever. But I think we can sell capacity here. We don't. I don't think we need that much, and that might save us some money, or it might generate some money by selling the capacity. Flash. We could probably do the same with that. We could probably sell, 200. I'm thinking sell 300 and sell 200. My thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if Colton knows about that. Um, if we buy more automation, it won't take effect until December 31st. But they said automation goes from 0 to 10, and at 0 you need to have skilled workers, so you're paying more labor. At 10 you've got robots doing most everything, and that's less labor costs. But it, it costs money
To let go of people.
to let go of people and to buy new automation.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Hey, Colton, how you doing?
Good. Hey, I guess I had to log in Chrome instead of Firefox.
Ta-da! All right, man. Well, I don't know if you can see my screen. Oh, okay, there. Maybe that's better.
Yep.
I'm not getting that window of infinity. Um, yeah, so we're taking a look at the production. Um, did you log in and see the changes for R&D and marketing?
Not yet. I was gonna log back in right now.
Okay, well, that's cool. I'll just hop back over there and we'll just recap real quick and then come back to this. R&D, we increased fast and flash performance and size to meet the market segment, like sweet spot.
Okay.
We didn't touch the MTBF on either, and we've got a slight R&D cost of $678.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Hopefully, hopefully that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Marketing, we did increase the sales budget just a touch for Flash. So we don't have any fast on hand right now. We've only got Flash. So we're only going to be able to sell high tech until it looks like the end of March or April, before the first low techs will be produced.
Okay.
Our customer awareness, which comes from the promo budget, is perfect. Really good. The accessibility, which comes from the sales budget, is a little low. We're like 2.2 out of 5. So I tried to bump that a little bit, really try to get Flash out. The customers already know about Flash, and I think we've got like the best performance, lowest size. Oh no, that was a low tech. But I still think Flash is a really good position. As far as the forecast, I was hesitant to put high numbers in here because we don't have any low tech on hand right now to forecast any to sell. We were only scheduled to make 500 in the year. I put 321, which was what we needed to. Oh, now we're negative again. Why are we negative there? What did we do? I need to put that back up. 350. To get us black. No. 410. Yeah. So that just gets us. I don't know if we need it or not, but that just gets us into the black.
Yeah.
We could probably do 408 and be okay, but I don't know what that's really doing. I should probably go down more than that. So that's what we did. So basically all we did here was our sales budget on Flash, we increased another 100, or I don't know if that's a 1,000 or a million or how that calculates. And then our forecast didn't touch the price on either.
Okay.
And then we were looking at production. We did have 500 scheduled to produce for fast, but we bumped that to 1,000. And this is where kind of where we stopped, where we were just kind of thinking about, okay, well, we have no inventory on hand right now for fast, and if we only made 500 and we're looking to sell 400, then we're not going to have anything going into round 5 again. So it's like, well, let's try to produce more so we have some on hand for round 5. So if we do 1,000 and we forecast selling 400, then we've got some on hand for round 5.
Can we see what our inventory carrying cost is for that?
What are you?
Yeah, to carry that excess inventory, does it show us what our cost ends up being on that?
Do you know where I can see that?
I'm trying to think where I've seen that before.
Balance sheet, maybe?
Could be. Let me get re-logged in here.
Assets, inventory. I have not looked at this one yet. I'm sorry. Inventory carry, Flash. Okay, so maybe having that leftover 648 Flash on hand cost us. That must be the inventory carry here, 2,171.
Is that where was that again? Just in the fast track.
The industry reports. annual reports. Oh, what? I hate this thing. The one thing I never like when BYU classes have you go to external sites. I don't like it. I'd
Yeah.
rather stay in iLearn. Okay, well,
I
that'll
hear
stay there, and then this will get our reports. So I was looking in industry and annual reports.
Yeah, so last round it was like 2.1 million to carry the inventory,
Right,
I guess. So I don't know how many we actually carried.
648. So maybe yeah, maybe we don't want to produce 1200. Maybe we only want to produce 600.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the extra inventory we're gonna have is also gonna be um, older stuff. Like if we make any revisions to the R&D next round, this
Mhm.
product isn't gonna have those. So is it even gonna sell as well as what we're gonna make for next round?
I don't know how that ends up. It's got to sell probably just at a, I don't know if there's a percentage or something. Where my book went, my foundation book went.
Did not seem to like this buy and sell capacity. When I put those in there, I'm getting red numbers. I still got red numbers. Why? Um, it's like it's still taking those off. Maybe I need to come back in as positives to get that out. Oh, I don't understand what I've done here. It's not changing anything when I say recalculate.
It's weird.
What if we? Yeah, it's not changing anything. Why?
Are you able to refresh the page, or would that get rid of everything?
I don't know. Well, we'll see what that does. Oh, let's have you log back in again.
Oh.
Okay. So we were going to drop our production. What do you think? 700 and 800? 7 and 7?
Yeah, we can see what that'll do. So this idea of drop or selling capacity. So does that mean it would take, if we sell the 300, what's our total capacity
If,
for like
if
fast? Is it the 500 times
yeah,
two
so
for the
it
second shift?
was 800 and 800, and it said that you can produce up to twice your or double your first shift capacity. So my thinking was that if we're only going to produce 700, which can be double, then our first shift capacity only needs to be 350.
Yeah.
So it was 800. So then we've got all of this unused capacity. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Does that mean
I
that
don't
we
know.
have a higher complement than we need because we're not utilizing everybody because our productivity is horrible. That's
Right.
one thing we really got nailed on.
Let's see here. We get into that production analysis.
Let's pull that up here.
Yeah, I mean, we were at 1,600, so 800 and 800 last round, and we produced, what is that, a total of about 1,350, something like that.
Do you guys know how many rounds we're doing? Does it go through 8 rounds?
I think it'll go through 8 rounds.
I don't know if we need to think about a third product offering.
I know. I wonder if.
Or if we can just retire, you know.
I see. Yeah, I mean, 2 of the groups have a third product,
Right.
but I don't know what segment does that end up in.
I don't know. They haven't produced it yet.
Yeah, it's not out yet. So,
Yeah.
well, it'll probably be out. It'll be out this round for them. So I guess we'd be able to see next round what happens.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. I didn't realize how high some of their automations were. 8 and 8.5. That's way up there. I thought you could only do an increase of 1 solid point per round.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're still in the red. Why are we in the red? Negative numbers appear when plant is sold, but this is actually cash being paid to you for the sale. Okay, well, then that's okay. That's going to make us some money.
So it's just red, but we're actually up 6.6 million. Is that what it's trying to say?
Right. Yeah, it says negative numbers appear when plant is sold, but this is actually cash being paid to you for the sale.
Okay.
So that is cash coming into us.
Yeah, that should be
It
good.
says 6.6 million, which is good.
Yeah, that would definitely help out our cash position for next round.
Another thing that we scored really high on was days of working capital. We were perfect on that. So I don't know if that means that we have a lot of money, we're just not using it correctly. So maybe we need to start using that money to pay off, especially these emergency loans that we've gotten.
Yeah, is there a place where we can plug in the number that we want to pay off?
Yeah,
for that loan, or
we'll get to that once we're done here with production. Then we'll go over to the finance.
Okay.
What do you guys think here? Is there anything else we should do? Are you okay with these numbers?
I think that looks good.
Yeah, for now, let's see what happens.
All right. I'm going to update these. And we'll do finance. Taking a loss due this year. So we have to pay off some loans. Debt. We could issue stock only 557.
Yeah, that our stock is. Did you see our
Price
where we're at?
Is $1.
We're scraping the bottom.
But it also said that we have a lot of shares outstanding. Number of shares of common stock in hand. Oh, maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe we don't want that.
Yeah, it's that what is that? 20 million? Doesn't that make it $20 million in the red at the end of the round?
I hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me. Borrow. Doesn't say what we. I don't know if we can borrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you try to plug something in, it'll red out if you can't borrow that much, right?
Well, that, that did not do a whole lot. Maximum value is 77.38. Even if we borrowed the maximum value that we can,
Yeah,
well,
toast
get
right
get
there.
black. What if we put it down to 55? So we just break even.
But I mean, yeah, it shows us in the black, but isn't it when that number goes negative when we have to get that emergency loan issued
Right,
at the end of the round? So
right.
like that'll show black, but somehow next round we'll you know end
Yeah.
up with a
And
$7 million emergency
and I
loan.
don't know if that's because this number here is probably tied to our forecast. And if we say we're going to sell 1,000 units and we end up only selling 100,
That makes
then
sense.
the difference in cost is coming out here, and then you're not positive, you're negative because you didn't hit your numbers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, we need to. This is how you pay off debt. Amount of long-term debt.
Oh yeah, that top.
But I don't know if that's like the emergency. I mean, this is bonds. That's not the emergency loans that we got, is it?
I don't I don't think so.
It says that our long-term debt is 32.5. So we've got a lot. I'm guessing that's probably way too much. We don't want that. Accounts payable is a fraction. So maybe we need to do something to get rid of long-term debt. If we put in 1,000, does that do anything for us?
Yeah, it'll just put us in the hole.
It raised it, and then we're losing money over here.
Yeah, because that's just money paid out. So that
Yeah,
puts us in a
it's weird that retiring long-term debt increased the long-term debt. I thought it would decrease it. I thought that was paying it off.
yeah, that's weird.
Because I think we did that last round too. There was some uh forgot what we put for the retired long term debt. And I think that's what got us up to the 32.5. So then I don't know how we're supposed to pay off the emergency loans.
No.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. Maybe the emergency loans just like at the end of the round they just are automatically paid off. But if it puts you in the hole even further, well, I guess you got to take out another emergency loan.
Right. I don't think issuing stock is going to do us any good. I think maybe I don't know. Our stock price per share is so low.
Yeah, I don't.
We're still paying out 22 cents per share, and if we've got 2 million shares out there, if every year we have to pay out those dividends to everybody,
Yeah,
Yeah.
then that's a huge expense. Yuck. Um,
Yeah, and here on the income statement, how things are now, it says that Fast isn't going to make a profit.
where are you seeing that?
On the pro forma income statement,
This is with the changes we just made.
I think so.
yeah, mine's not updated as far as yours is. So I keep refreshing, but I don't think it just doesn't keep up. I think you got to log out or something.
Well, let's go back to our fast price and let's try to bump it up $1 and see if that changes that.
Okay.
That was the pro forma balance sheet.
Income statement.
Oh, sorry. It looks better, right? Wasn't it
Yeah.
way more than that? Okay. Um, Crap. I don't want to go too much higher than 34.
Yeah, because then I think we're pricing ourselves out of the
Right,
out of
right out of the market. People are like,
Yeah.
I don't want to buy that. Low tech. Low tech. What is low tech selling at? 36. See, so we have the 6.4 and 13.6. That's the best performance, lowest size. Nobody's got a better performance, and nobody's got a smaller size. So we looking at that, it looks like we have the best. The MTBF is a little low, so maybe we can get away with a higher price. You know, we got 34, a 30, and a 30, but that's low performance, big size.
Yeah.
34. They're selling at 36, and I think Andrews has been doing great. Slightly higher MTBF. I think it'll take fractions. Maybe we could do 34 or 50. Want to see if that gets us in the black?
Yeah, I've never tried a fraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, the projection, the sales projection went down with that number.
It'd have to be like 35.50 to be in the black. But does Flash compensate for that loss? Net margin looks okay, and if we're going to make 5 mil on Flash,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean we'd still be, yeah, with the difference we'd be pulling 4 million from Flash.
was there anything in TQM that we feel we absolutely need to do? I like the green programs because it says that it reduces material costs and raises demand.
Yeah.
I think
That
that's
would, if you plug in a number there, would it project right away in the pro forma?
probably.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, yeah, although that costs a lot, maybe it'd make up for it in the material cost.
Not there. Round 4 projected. Profits, we're not making anything. Stock price, horrible. Leverage, great. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Leverage is the ratio of assets to equity. Fantastic. Contribution margin is low, but that's not horrible. Hey, look, our utilization is good. Days of working capital dropped off. It was 5 out of 5. Now we're 0 out of 5. Stock out costs. Lost sales due to stock outs.
So I think that means we, with the numbers we have plugged, we won't stock out, right?
Yeah, so we have, so I guess that's good there.
Yeah.
Inventory carrying costs. All right, so we're carrying costs on.
Oh yeah. So now
unsold.
so we won't stock out, but we're carrying too much inventory.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what can we do? Stock price. I don't think we can do anything about that.
No.
Yeah, that usually gets fixed when the product goes out of the red.
Mm-hmm. Profits. Man, I thought we were doing okay. So we're making less than $1 million. Maybe that's because we're just paying out too much, or maybe loans are automatically getting paid. Or just paying out all the dividends to stocks we've issued. I don't know. What is view?
We don't have any. You don't have it set to pay out any dividends this round, do you?
Any what?
Any of the dividends? Because
No.
it doesn't automatically pay those out, does it?
I don't think so. But no, we didn't do anything with stocks or dividends. It still said 22 cents. So I don't know if it automatically pays that. And I don't think it was that's the balance sheet. I don't think it was a field that I can edit. Wasn't it finance? Issue stock.
Yeah, down.
Oh, dividend per share. I thought this was up at 22 before.
Yeah, if it's at 0, that just means we're not paying any of our shareholders out, right?
Yes, the issue stock. I have to raise this here by selling common. Yeah, it looks like we could sell a little more stock and make a little bit, but I don't think it's worth it.
Well, yeah, because the more stock you sell, the less valuable it becomes, right?
That's my understanding, yes.
So.
And we're borrowing money. Maybe that's what's hurting out because we have no profit because we're borrowing. So maybe. Yuck. What else can we do here? Where's our? Okay, I don't think we can do the inventory carrying costs. We could probably drop our production levels, and that might boost that. That's a 5-point category. Maybe we should look at the higher point, like the 7 employee. So employee productivity. Again, we're not doing.
What does it say when?
Employee productivity is the improvement of your workforce efficiency due to recruiting expenditure, training hours, quality function, and Six Sigma. So Six Sigma, I know that was in the TQM, so we could go maybe put some money into that. Maybe cut the green initiatives and put 500 in Six Sigma and 5 in green.
Yeah.
And see what that does. Six Sigma, let's put that at 500, and we'll drop the green to 500. There's another one they mentioned, I think it was this one, quality function deployment. Time required to move a product on the perceptual map.
So that'll just make our revisions come out sooner?
I think so.
Will they be, I wonder if there'll be any, like,
it
newer.
It increases the demand for the product. You know, and unfortunately, if we don't do this, I'm sure the other teams will,
right?
Especially the ones with money. So.
Oh yeah, the ones with money are probably loading them all up.
Throw 20,000 in each one, right? Okay, well, let's see what that does. Doing the Six Sigma, let's see if that changes our productivity. No. Employee productivity is the improvement of your workforce efficiency.
Do we need to put more training hours? Because we have 0 on that.
Was that production?
Yeah, and yeah, HR and production, I think.
Yeah, maybe we'll recruiting high caliber workers. Maybe we could cut that and put half into training hours.
The training hours, I think it said it was.
Well, Oh,
Like 80 per year
Oh,
was the max.
So if we have 252 employees and we want to pay them each for 80 hours of training, then we're looking at, gosh, what is that? 17, it's more like 19,000 labor hours that are just a direct expense. They're not going to generate any revenue or income.
Yeah.
And if we're paying even if we're paying them $20 an hour, which I don't think we are, at 20,000 hours, and that's a $400,000 expense.
Maybe we could do like 20 training hours.
Yeah, that's probably still going to be a $100,000. But let's see what that does. Zero. What are we doing wrong? Recruiting expenditure, training hour. Shoot, do we need to just put more? I'm worried about this production schedule on Flash now. That we're going to have a whole bunch left over, and we're going to be paying the inventory carryover. If we're only forecasting 800, then we only need to produce another 200. 152. But we still want to have some on hand for round 5, so maybe like 500 would still leave us with about 350 going into round 5 if we sell 800.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm going to change the automation and see if that affects the productivity at all. I'll put it back to 3 if it doesn't. Nope. It did boost something. We went from a 39 to 43.8. So where did we score points?
You changed that from 700 to what? 5? Was it 500?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So maybe that was the inventory carrying costs went up. Maybe we got the 1.4 there.
Yeah.
But then we also picked up three other points somewhere. I'll take it. I think that's a good step. Oh wow, 44 out of 240. That's not great.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah. On a side note, you think the other 2 members of our group have been like doing the assignments in this class? The other assignments?
I haven't seen either of them post anything on the boards except Sam did the, if you could be any animal, what would you be? I saw him post that. But otherwise, I haven't seen anything from them.
That's unfortunate.
Colton, I did mention to Jessica, I did send an email to Brother Gaskell last night, and I was just kind of, hoping he might throw us a bone. I said, if he can give us a tip, that'd be really cool. So
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating. We've got 2 members who haven't done anything at all. They've never logged into CapSim.
Yeah.
So it's,
I know.
this shouldn't be rocket science, but man, it sure be better if we had like a full team. Maybe somebody who's like, oh, I totally get this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyways, not to complain about it.
No.
I don't know what else we can do here to try to pick up a couple more points. 43.8 out of 100 is not great. It's better than we've done in the other 3 rounds, though. I think if we go to our debrief. Yeah, well, 49 on our round 1, but then we've gone down. So.
Yeah, the most frustrating thing about this is like you plug in all these numbers, everything looks great at the end, it posts, and then you log in and it's like you failed.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like what happened?
Corporate terrorism. That's what happened.
Right.
It was jihad. That's what got us. It wasn't their fault.
Something, yeah.
Yuck. Yeah, I don't know what else we can do. I know changing the AP lag, if we bump that up to 45, then vendors like that more, but it hurts us. It costs us, so we can't afford to do that. And if we try to,
well, isn't AP is accounts payable? That's what we pay out, right? So that means if we bump that out, we just delay paying our bills.
Yeah. So, oh, maybe I was wrong. So the AR. So if we're telling people you don't have to pay us.
Yeah, the AR is. Yeah, but
more generous terms produce higher demand, but that would hurt us financially. Yeah. And if we try to cut it to 15 days, then nobody's going to like that.
No, that's too strict.
Same with the accounts payable. If we say, well, we're going to do net 45, then vendors won't want to work with us because we take too long to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything else to change on finance. This complement, I don't know if that's saying let's go for the 100% of the complement we had last year, but this year we're only going to need 216, so let's only do 70% complement. I don't know how that works.
Not sure. Let's see.
If we're paying for more people than we need.
Yeah, I mean, if we enter anything below 100, we're going to be paying out overtime.
Paying overtime, right.
So right now,
we have no overtime.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I mean, I wonder if we can get that back to 0 instead of a negative, because I don't know how a negative like that works in that situation. But if we get it back to 0, does that mean we could reduce our complement just a little bit?
90% gives us overtime.
Does it?
I don't know what that did to 704. Does nothing to the numbers over here, though.
Yeah.
Yuck. All right. Marketing.
How's our price point anyways with that flash? Let's see here.
I think it's really good, especially given the performance and the size being the best out there. MTBF is a little low, but that was a low percentage requirement for the market.
What happens if we try to get like $1 more out of it?
Well, we'd probably make a whole lot of money.
We'd be rolling it in.
We'd make more. Let's see what that does to.
I mean, our benchmark went down about, what was it, 25?
You scored us 0.2 extra points, so
Ooh.
I don't know where that came from. It could have been profit. We got 0.1
our
in
profit.
profit now.
0.1. Oh man.
Well, let's just go ahead and sell Flash for 75, and we'll drive around with a baseball bat and we'll make people buy them. That'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can. I'm hesitant to raise it though.
Right. I know.
It's just I want to sell all of them that we have.
I know, and I think if we raise it, we might not sell as many.
Right.
You know, it's just so.
We did pay more into the sales budget. Our customer awareness is perfect. The accessibility is about 50-50. So maybe we could split the difference. You want to do 43.50?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
What was that? A 44.1? 43.9. So we lost 2 points again. Okay, so and then our profit is gone.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Did we have it at 44? I can't even remember.
We had it at 43.
Oh, was that 43?
Yeah. Profit is good, but
yeah,
don't want to screw the customer.
At least puts us in the. At least it puts us in a profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gave us a small point. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let's do 44.
But I'm worried about that benchmark prediction. What does that affect in our
it sounded
production?
Like it sounds like it's just a number, though. Benchmark.
So it's just an estimate. It doesn't.
Right.
Okay.
Assuming it competes with a standardized mediocre playing field, but we're not. We're playing against 5 other human opponents.
Well, I guess we can see what happens there.
Yeah. You want to leave it at 44?
Might as well.
All right. Was there anything? And I think R&D is good. I think the only other thing we might be able to do is increase MTBF, but I don't want to. We could drop it, and
I mean, it's not important. Would it reduce our costs much?
Yeah, I think that was the lowest concern for high tech.
Yeah.
It did. It increased our cost.
It increased our cost?
It increased our cost. Look at the R&D cost for for Flash, 408, and if it was at 18,000, then it was only 368. So it's another $40, or I don't know if that's 400,000 or how they calculate that, but whatever.
So to drop the MTBF, it raises our cost.
Maybe that's just because that initiates a revision that has to go through some process.
That's probably exactly right.
Yeah, well,
at least both the products, when they come back out, will be right in the segment center, pretty much.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say that this is fun, but I think this is good that we at least got together and we can talk about this and we can go through each department and we can look at this. So I appreciate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I say let's go with this and let's hope for the best.
Okay.
I can't think.
Does this close tonight or tomorrow?
I think you said 3:00 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we still have hours. If something else comes to mind, or if either of you guys feel like going back in and pushing numbers around, that's totally cool. If you can get that estimated score up, if we cracked 50, oh man, that'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, did you say if we could crack 50?
If we can crack 50, yeah.
So right now, what do you show as far as in the pro forma income statement? Are we showing a loss in yours? A total net loss?
The income statement.
No.
Net profit total. I mean, it looks like we're making a million. I don't know if that's in millions.
Yeah, that's 1.1 million. So that's good. I mean,
yeah, as long as we're not losing money.
Yeah. That Flash, the profit or net margin for Flash went up quite a bit, raising it $1.
Yeah.
So
we are paying a whole lot of material costs for Flash, and I don't know if that's the production, because we're producing so much of that if we dropped our production. Yeah. So we got 12.6 on material for Flash. Let me just go check that real quick. So Flash, if we only did 400. And then if we go to income statement, it goes from 12.6. It went up. Why did it go up?
Oh man,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, if I go more, does it go down? Is that backwards? No, 12.6. That's weird. It stays about the same.
But at least we can see that if we carry too much inventory, it takes profit away.
Yeah, it does hurt. So I'm going to leave that at 5. All right. Well, yeah. Why don't we do this? We'll run with this, and if you guys have any other thoughts between now and 3:00, either email or feel free to hop in here and play around with the numbers. If I get time, I'll try to do that. I got several other group assignments and other classes I got to take care of. But I think this is okay.
And also, if Brother Gaskell emails you back, then we could try something else.
Definitely. Yeah. No, I'll be sure to let you guys know if he replies with anything.
Okay.
Maybe he'll have some sympathy because we've got two non-participatory individuals that he'll give us a little assist. That would be nice.
Yeah.
All right. I will let you guys know if I hear anything.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay. Well, until we'll see how the round goes tomorrow. If you guys hear anything, email, and if not, we will talk again soon.
All right. Thanks
Okay.
a lot. Good night.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right.
Yep.
Bye. Thank you.